This is going to be just a quick tutorial that will demonstrate how to trim the site if you want to. It's a little more complicated than usual because it's already been split up into these various pieces. So I've tried using the split command, which makes the most sense because it will, I'm going to draw another shape here in a second and extrude it, but it doesn't work consistently because of these different pieces. So essentially what you need to do is use the split command, which involves using that command to split kind of both directions. I'm going to create a box that shows will create a smaller area of this model. And I need to split the terrain itself, but I also want to split the box so that I end up with sides like this on it. So I'll just go through that real quick. I think I already have a trimmed version of the site, which is what you're looking at here on the box with the trees on it, using Lands Design plugin for Rhino. But just in case later on, or if you want to trim this to a little bit smaller area, just to not have all the context on there, I'm just going to start by drawing a rectangle corner to corner. And I guess I could just draw solid creation as well, but in this case I'm just going to start with this. So I'm going to trim maybe that much of the side off. Now I could line it up with the edges here, but since I already have sides there, I don't really need to worry about that. So I'll switch to perspective view, just going to extrude that up, and I'm going to pick the curve and then come up here and make it not a solid so I can see it. And I've got it set on both directions, so it's actually just going up here. So just enough to get that through there. And then the other thing I found that it's going to be easier to work with if I split this object, or explode it, sorry. So if I go back to the just the explode command and right click or hit enter, so now these are individual surfaces and I can go around and work with them independently. And again, since I don't really have to worry about sides, I could just come in here and get rid of these two, and I've got those shapes right there. So go through the split command. The first thing I'm going to do is select the objects to split, and select all those, and then cutting objects, enter. It's going to take a little time. It has to calculate through all these pieces on the top and the bottom. So just let it go. Okay, so it's created that mesh. Now you can see that that's been cut off from the rest of it. But because I need these sides too, I want to split it the other way. So I'm going to run the split command again and select this object, and then select over that and let it run through that process again. There we go. For some reason it switched my view back to, so now I should be able to click on this and you can see the outline around there. So if I delete that, oops, except for that piece, that one. All right, let's just do this way. Make sure I don't touch that other edge there. There we go. So I got a couple other pieces here I have to get rid of by hand, but that's how the process works. So it gives me the edge that I need, or the face for the edge, and it allows me to get rid of some of that site that I don't really need to use.